How are you? Yay. So, Jason stole my opening line. How many of you are parents, teachers, grandparents, or have a child in your life that you love? Awesome. How many of you were handed a manual when you walked out of the birthing center or the hospital? Yeah, that's what I thought. Nobody. And yet, if somebody said to you, you're going to be responsible for the emotional, physical, spiritual, intellectual development of a human being, would you say, piece of cake, easy peasy? I don't think so. And even though we have best put our children, not one of them came with an instruction manual. Parenting is the greatest joy and the greatest challenge we will ever have in our lives. Right? And yet, no one hands us a manual. We are in the trenches every day. And whether you're a parent, a grandparent, a teacher, we have to think on our feet. We have to get our kids to do what we want them to do. And it's not an easy task. I am here to help. Today, I want to talk to you about what I have learned over the past 30 years, helping people transform their lives and transform the way in which we can. I am honored to be here. And I am here because I am a child advocate. And I'm here to be I'm here because I am committed to you, helping you to raise your children so that they can have great lives. And I'm here because I'm passionate about kids having great lives. One thing I know for sure, parenting can be stressful. There was no umbilical cord. These days, babies are connected by Bluetooth. I know you care about cleaning up the planet. Your bedroom is part of the planet. Look, we're sorry. If we had known you were going to be a writer, we'd have been better parents. Why do I need to learn potty training? Is it something I'll use later in life? Will it help me get into a good college? Do chicks dig guys who are potty trained? Now, there is no such thing as a perfect parent. I was not the perfect parent because that's my kids. In fact, here's a picture of my daughter Blake when somebody asked her, was your mother the perfect parent? It's great to find the humor in all of this, but I want to share with you what I have learned over the past 30 years of helping people transform their lives and helping people get rid of the negative patterns that plague us. I have worked with people with getting rid of every negative pattern imaginable, from procrastination to people pleasing, from dating anxiety to depression, and from fear to feeling inadequate. And I see how these patterns impact our lives every day. How many of you, I gotta be honest, how many of you procrastinate? Raise your hand. Look around. Okay, put your hands down. How many of you put other people's needs before your own? How many of you worry about what other people think? your hand's not up, you're lying. That was the one that kept on my mind. So here's the thing. If we don't you love going blank when you're on stage? So what if we could raise our kids without these problems? What if we could raise empowered kids who were free to be their authentic selves? I promise you, when you leave here today, you are going to know how to do just that. Sound good? Now remember, there's no such thing as a perfect parent. You saw my daughter's face when they asked her, was your mother the perfect parent? So before we jump in, I want to tell you, please do not sit here with guilt, okay? You'll handle all of it by the time I'm finished. So I want to tell you about, and I'm also going to use the word parent. And if you're a teacher or a grandparent or a child educator, just hear it. It's just too complicated to keep saying that. Okay? So we're going to jump in. You ready? Okay, I'm going to tell you about Betty and Bobby. Betty has the beliefs, I'm not good enough. I'm not important. And mistakes and failures are bad. Bobby does not have any of these beliefs. He has the belief, I am good enough, and I am important, and mistakes and failures are learning opportunities. Which one of them is likely to be more successful? Likely to have better relationships? Likely to be happier? So call it out. 1, 2, 3. Bobby, obviously, right? So what is it that determines how our children's lives turn out? How our lives turn out? How our kids' lives turn out? So what is it that's going to determine whether your child grows up to be confident, successful, self-reliant, contributing human being, or they grow up to be a struggle, to be depressed, to be dependent on others? Now, most people would think, well, it's grades, it's the school they went to, it's discipline, or a strong work ethic. Now, I'm not saying that all these things are not important. But as you can see with Betty and Bobby, ultimately, it is their beliefs that will totally determine how their lives turn out. So if your child grows up with the belief, I'm not lovable, I'm not capable, I'm inadequate, how is that going to impact their lives? So you could see that beliefs are at the heart and the core of our children's well-being. Underlying basically every problem that we have are the beliefs that cause them. So, where do we get these beliefs from? Where do they come from? I'm glad you asked. Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question. When you come home, so first of all, babies, children, come into this world as little balls of consciousness, and they don't know anything about themselves, life, or people, right? They just don't know anything. And they look at us, their parents, the significant adults in their lives, and they begin to figure it out. Now, how do they figure it out? Well, when you walk in at the end of the day, what does your 3 or 4-year-old do when they see you? Run, right? Somebody said run. Every client in the world, I have clients because I work on Zoom, I have clients in Uganda. And when I ask that question, they say they run to me. And what do they want? Hug. So the first thing they want is affection, right? Then what do they want? Attention, exactly. Then the third thing they want, acknowledgement. Mommy. They want you to acknowledge them. So here's the thing. You walk in the house, and they run to you, and they go, Mommy, Mommy, Daddy, and they want you to pick them up and hold them. And then they say, Mommy, Daddy, play with me, read to me, be with me, watch me, right? Am I lying? No. Then they want you to say, look, I can do a cartwheel. And they want you to say, wow, look what you did. And depending on what you say or don't say, they form beliefs. Now, what is the one word question every child asks all day long? Why? Right? I ask people who don't even have kids and they know that. Why? So, why am I not getting hugs and kisses? Well, I guess I'm not lovable. Why am I not getting attention? And they conclude, I guess I'm not important. Well, why can't I live up to Mommy and Daddy's expectations? Well, I guess I'm not good enough. And this is how all our beliefs get formed. With me? Awesome. So, children want affection, attention, and acknowledgement, right? So, if that's true, what is the number one job we have as parents? So if we want, in order to become an adult without limits, we have to raise kids with positive beliefs. So your number one job as a parent is to be the belief shaper. Your number one job, now this is the most important thing I'm going to say in my talk, so you can write this down. Your number one job is to parent in a way that has your child conclude positive beliefs about themselves and life. I'm going to repeat that. Your number one job is to parent your children so that they conclude positive beliefs about themselves and life. Period. Now, if you're sitting here and you're saying to yourself, oh God, my child has that belief already, or you have a teenager, all beliefs can be reversed. I promise. It's what I do all day long. So not to worry. If you listen, I will tell you how. Okay? Okay? Okay, good. Thank you. So, we're going to talk about, I'm going to share with you the 5 most common beliefs. The 5 most common beliefs that could stand in the way of your child having a successful, joyful life. Sound good? Anybody want to know what the 5 beliefs are? Okay, let's go. So, belief number 1, the most common belief that people have is, I'm not good enough. Okay? Most common belief. If your child ends up with the belief, I'm not good enough, are they going to think that anything's possible, or are they going to be filled with self-doubt? Self-doubt, right? So the antidote is to have realistic expectations for your children. Now, let me give you an example. Has anybody ever seen a 5-year-old who wants to sit still in a restaurant? No, right? I mean, 5-year-olds don't want to sit still in a restaurant. But do we say to them, honey, I know you're 5 years old and you're full of energy and you want to run around, but you can't. This is people. Let's play a game at the table. How many times have you heard that in a restaurant? No. No. This is what you hear. Get over here. Right now. Sit down. What's wrong with you? story. My client Hannah shouted, "How did this bird poop get all over the living room carpet?" Hannah used to complain all the time about having to clean out the bird cage. So one day, 8-year-old Susie said to herself, "I'm going to surprise Mommy and clean out the bird cage." She runs home from school, cleans out the bird cage, takes the bag, puts it on the cocktail table, and goes to her room to play. Nelson, the family golden retriever, gets the bag and sprays it all over the carpet. Hannah walks in the house, sees the bird poop, and screams, "Susie! What happened? What did you do?" And Susie's little face just bleeding. And Hannah said to me, "Shane, was I wrong to yell at her?" And I said, "I want to ask you a question. Did you ever meet an 8-year-old who thinks like this? I'm going to surprise Mommy. I put this bird poop on the cocktail table. The dog's like, 'No, they're out to lunch, gone with the wind. I'm going to surprise Mommy, boo.'" Next. So, what would Susie say if she got screamed at for trying to surprise her mom? I'm not good enough. So here's a skill to keep your children from having that need. Validate feelings. Most important skill you'll ever learn as a parent. Give information and listen, everybody. Don't criticize. Okay? So here's what. And we're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. I promise you. I made mistakes. You'll make mistakes. Trust me. But this is what we're shooting for. Okay? This is the idea. So Hannah could have said to Susie, "Susie, you wanted to surprise me. You hear me complain all the time about the bird cage. I'm so touched, sweetheart." So it looks like we had a good learning opportunity here. What'd you learn? You gotta think ahead. You gotta stop and think for a minute because, Nelson's here. Maybe you should have thrown it right in the garbage. Let's put on some music and vacuum. Yes, yes? Awesome. So, if your child has the belief, "I am good enough," they will feel free to make mistakes and not beat themselves up. They can be their authentic selves and not feel like they have to do anything to be good enough, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. They just are. All right? Take a deep breath. One more to go. Oh, there's a little girl running around the restaurant. Belief number 2, I'm powerless. If your child has this belief, they may become compliant and give in to others, or become rebellious or a bully, proving all the time that they have power. The antidote: don't force, get to the source. So write this one down. Don't force, get to the source of the problem. I had a Rolls Royce in my mouth. So when I was little, I didn't brush for long enough, and I certainly didn't floss, resulting in gum disease, resulting in every tooth in my mouth being capped to the tune of what a Rolls Royce would cost. So needless to say, I was a crazy person when, as a parent, for having my kids brush and floss. Now, Brittany did not like to brush her teeth. Brittany did not like to do anything. That's another story. So every night I would say, "Okay, honey," pull out the skill bag and say, "Do you want to fly into the bathroom? Or should we march into the bathroom like a marching band?" Or should we roll like a wave? And I get down on the floor and roll like a wave into the bathroom. And I would finally get her into the bathroom. And she didn't brush her teeth. Well, this particular night, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm done. You know those moments, parents, you're done, right? So I find myself with my arm around her little neck. And my her toothbrush poised in my hand. And I'm ready to jam it into her mouth. And this little voice in my head said, Shelley, at what cost? Write that down. At what cost? If she concludes I'm powerless, is it worth it? So I put down the toothbrush. I said, honey, I'm not going to force you to brush your teeth. I said, but if you don't brush your teeth, you're going to lose your teeth. I said, this is what you're going to sound like. Hello, my name is Brittany. I don't have any teeth because I didn't brush when I was little. And she starts to laugh, and I start to laugh, and it broke the news. And then I said, what is it about brushing your teeth that you don't like? And she said, Mommy, the toothbrush scratches my gums. Boom! Source of the problem. The toothbrush scratches my gums. Don't look at you. Toothbrush. Right? So, here's the skill that will keep your children from forming the belief I'm powerless. You can get your kids to do anything without taking away their power. And remember, these are the 5 most common beliefs I work with every day for 30 years with people just like you and me. So here's the skill. Ask questions. And do not ask why questions. Ask what questions. So how many people have ever asked a child why? Did they ever say, I don't know? Always, right? And even if you knew why is not a powerful question. Because even if you know why, there's nothing you can do about it. That's why some of us sit in therapy for 20 years. But if you ask what, so let's assume, now remember, the antidote was don't force, get to the source, and the skill is ask what questions. What about not brushing your teeth do you not like? Now listen, if your kid doesn't want to go to school, get to the source of the problem. What is it about school that you don't like? What's happening there? They may be being bullied. They may not understand and they're not learning well. The teacher may be being mean to them. That's information you need as a parent. This skill is so important. Get to the source. If your kid doesn't like broccoli, what is it about broccoli that you don't like? Well, it's too crunchy. Okay, let's try spinach. You know what I'm saying? Get to the source of the problem. If your child has the belief, I have the power to impact my circumstances, they will never again be victims, and they will live as if anything is possible. Yes, yes? Okay, take a deep breath. How are we doing? Good? We're breathing? Okay, good. Belief number 3. This is my soapbox. So for anybody who's ever heard me speak, you'll know this one. I'm not important. If your child has this belief, they will not ask for what they want because they won't think it's important. They won't speak up for themselves. And they will end up allowing other people to take their spotlight. I'm not important. The antidote. Let your children make sure your children know that they are important to you. Make sure they feel important to you. Let me tell you a story. I fell in love with my client named Laura the minute I saw her on Zoom. She was warm, she was friendly, she was just cute as a button, just a delicious woman. And she told me that she'd been in a relationship for 5 years with a man who wouldn't marry her, wouldn't live with her, and would blow her off at the last minute. Great chance. She said, Shelley, I keep promising that I'm going to break up with him, and I never do. So we uncover the first belief: I'm not important. Where did that come from? When Laura was little, every time she wanted her mom's attention, her mom would say, not now, honey. So Laura would run in and say, Mommy, Mommy, play with me. Could we have a tea party, Mommy? Not now, honey. I'm busy. Mommy, Mommy, look, I can do a cartwheel. Watch me. Not now, honey. I'm on the phone. So after hearing this enough times, Laura concluded, I'm not important, and ends up in a relationship where somebody treats her like this. Make sense? So, here's the thing. You may be sitting there thinking, am I supposed to drop everything every time my kid wants my attention so I don't screw him up? No. That would be unrealistic, and it wouldn't even be good for your child. But here's the thing. You cannot give your child attention and still not have them form the belief, I'm not important. Let me tell you a story. Sunday morning brunch. Morty and I, my late amazing husband, were sitting outside at a table, and right very close to us at this little table is a woman, a young woman, with her little girl. And she's staring intently at her phone. Now, you may have never seen anybody do that. Last night, I swear to God, I swear I went into my hotel lobby. I swear there's a man, a woman, and their 2 children, and they're all looking at devices. It's bizarre. So this woman is looking at her phone, and her little girl is talking to her. And I do something I usually don't do. I lean over and I said, excuse me, I'm a parenting educator. Can I share something with you? And she said, sure. Now, in the past, I've gotten some nasty defensiveness, so I don't usually do this anymore. But I just couldn't help it. So I said to her, when you're talking to your child and she's staring and you're staring at your phone, she's likely to conclude, I'm not important. And she looked at me like this. Oh my God, that's exactly how I feel when my husband does that to me. Thank you. So, thank God she was open. Now, some of you may be thinking, what if I have to travel? This is the most important, one of the most, I say that a lot. This is one of the most important things I'm going to tell you. If you have to travel, okay, here's the skill. Call your child on Skype or Zoom or whatever you use. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. How was your day? Tell me about the game. Was it fun? Did you win? Tell me everything. And just listen. And the child walks away from that call going, I must be really important. My mom or dad called me all the way from Italy. Make sense? Now, if your child has the belief, I am important, they will expect to be taken seriously. They will speak up for themselves. This is, I'm telling you, this is a game changer. Very, very important belief. Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath. This is what it would look like if our children really asked for what they wanted. Video? Video, please?
Like I do this all the time, and if I go at the house or the door, that has a toy, and then that has all his toys.
Okay, but I have to yell at you guys.
Listen.
Okay, what?
Like everything they do at this house, they can touch everything at Grandma's house.
Okay,
Okay, then what?
then you're not listening to me.
Then you're not listening to me.
Okay, belief number 4. This belief, what makes me good enough, is achieving things. This is the belief that underlies workaholism. Okay, what makes me good enough is achieving things. So, if your child has this belief, grows up with this belief, they will never feel that it's okay to just be. They will become workaholics, perfectionists, but they will have to impress people in order to be good enough because they don't feel that they are. Here's the antidote. Make sure your children know that who they are matters, not just what they do. Tell you a story. A client of mine named Brad, who owned a very successful financial planning firm, called me and he said, Shelley, I am on the cover of business publications. I'm worth $10 million. My wife is ready to leave me. I don't know my kids. I keep promising I'm going to go home, have family dinners, make the play, the recital, and I don't leave the office. I have no hobbies. I don't see friends. I'm exhausted. He said, I'm going to lose my family. I'm going to lose everything. Help. Of course, Brad had the belief, what makes me good enough is achieving things. So here's the skill. Acknowledge your children for who they are. So most of us talk to kids like this. Oh, you got an A. Oh, you didn't get an A. Did you do your chores? Did you do your homework? Did you take out the garbage? Oh, you took out the garbage. Thank you. So we raise human doings. Rarely do we say to them, write this down, you are such a joy to be with. I love being with you. You're fun. Oh, you're so kind to your sibling. Acknowledge them for who they are. Now I'm going to share a private story with you. A personal story, not a private story. I get choked up when I tell this. Right in my head. Okay. So 3.5 years ago, my beloved, magnificent husband passed. And we had a memorial service. And we had 100 people. And when I asked if anyone would like to share, person after person stood up. And this is what they said. He was the most loving man I had ever met. He made me feel important. When I talked to him, I always felt like I was the only person in the room. 2 of my friends said, I knew him for over 40 years, and I never heard him say a bad word about anybody. My daughter, Blake, the first one, stood up and said, I not only knew I was loved unconditionally every day of my life by my dad, but I never felt judged. That's what they say. And she's not going to say that about me, by the way. Okay. That's when you die, when you leave this earth, No one's going to talk about your GPA or what school you graduated from or how much money you're worth. No one cares. They talk about what you meant to them, who you were. Now, if your child has the belief, I am good enough, no matter what anybody thinks. Sorry, that's the next one. I am good enough. I don't have to do anything to be good enough. They will feel free to just be, to go for it in life. They won't have to prove themselves. They can take downtime. They can spend time with family. This one's another game changer. Human beings, not human doings. Okay, everybody take a big deep breath. You're doing great. You're all hanging in. Nobody passed out yet. This is good. Okay. What makes me good enough is having other people think well of me. This is the belief that ran my life. I mean, ran my life. If your child has the belief, what makes me good enough is having other people think well of me, they are not free to be their authentic selves. They will be more invested in what other people think than what makes their heart sing. The antidote, let them know that they are okay, no matter what anybody thinks. Now, tell you a story. I was blessed. My mother was an angel. She was love on legs, and all she wanted was for me to be happy. So how did I end up with this belief? Because if I said to my mother, Mom, I wasn't invited to Sheila's birthday party. You weren't invited? Think Brooklyn Jewish. You weren't invited? And if I was, I'd say, oh, Sheila invited me to the party. You were invited? Oh, the popular girls asked you into their sorority? And if I wanted to cut my hair, she'd say, oh, they're all wearing their hair short. They're all wearing their hair long. They, the famous they. My brother used to say, Mom, how come I never met them? They never come over when I'm home. Who are they? They're all wearing their hair short. They're all wearing long skirts. So I started to get the message that what made me good enough was having other people think well of me. And that kept me from being my authentic self for a long time. And I would walk away from conversations going, does she like me? Am I okay? Did Keaton was at the party last night. Did I talk to him? Did I spend enough time with him? No. Oh my God. Constant jabber. And I dressed not to raise any eyebrows, not too outrageous. Why? Because it wasn't about me expressing myself. It was about, what is this one going to think? Now, when I got rid of this belief, it was my Martin Luther King Jr. moment because I was free at last. Free to be my authentic self. Now listen, if I'm not worried about what you think of me, where's my attention? On you, on making a contribution. It's not on me. It's not on, do you like me? Do I look okay? Do you like my pants? Are they too much? No, it's on you. I want to make a contribution to you. Now, unfortunately, when I first had children, I hadn't gotten rid of this belief yet. So I almost did the same thing to my daughter. My daughter was what we call an alternative kid. She was very different. Like, she always dressed differently. I lived in this little town called Westport, Connecticut, and it was very kind of not conservative, but she was just different. She wasn't a cheerleader. She was just different. And I started to give her shit about it. Oh, honey, we're going to a party. Can you put on something a little more appropriate? And I saw what I was doing. So I eliminated this belief. And I'm going to tell you what happened. So Blake went to a little alternative school, I think hippie school, right? Hippie school. And it goes up to the 8th grade, and it's 8th grade graduation. And all the girls, all 12 of them, decided that they're gonna wear white dresses. And Blake, being not a white dress kind of girl, said, yeah, no, I'm not wearing a white dress. So here we are at graduation, 11 girls in white dresses and Blake in jeans and a t-shirt. And I looked at my mother and I said, yes, I got my job done. I broke the chain of dysfunction from going down to one more generation. So if your child ends up with the belief, I am good enough, no matter what anybody thinks. Now here's the skill, it's very, very important. Tell your children, no matter what anybody thinks, no matter what you do, no matter what you do, somebody's not gonna like it. So you may as well do what you want. Thank you. But before you do, and this is key, I'm telling you, this is one of the best things I'm gonna tell you, because this could save your kid's life. No matter what you do, somebody's not gonna like it, so you may as well do what you want. But before you do, stop and ask yourself, what might the consequences be of my actions? And do I wanna live with those consequences? So Brittany, the Chinese one, the little one, went to a party up at the top of the hill where I lived in Fairfax. And there was no cell service up there. And she gets into the car, and the designated driver had a drink. And somebody said, I saw you have 2 drinks. And she said, yeah, I'm gonna walk down the hill. And luckily, her friend decided to walk with her. So she gets home, and I had been drilling this thing into my kids' head since they're little. No matter what you do, somebody's not gonna like it. So she walks in the house, and she says to me, Mom, you're gonna be so happy. I actually said to myself, what will the consequence be if I stay in this car? Not what will people think if I get out. When your kid gets to high school, the last thing you want them asking themselves is, what's anybody gonna think if I don't have unprotected sex, if I do drugs, or if I cut school? You want them asking, what will the consequence be of those actions? So if your child has the belief, I'm good enough no matter what anybody thinks, they will be free to be their authentic self. And there is no greater gift that you could give your child in this world. So now we've talked about, we're almost finished, now we have talked about the beliefs that will keep, 5 most common beliefs that could keep your children from having the best lives now and in the future. The skills that, how our beliefs form, first of all, and the 5 beliefs, and how to avoid them, okay? Now, I would like you to turn to a partner and share one thing that you've learned today that will have you do something different when you leave here. Turn to a partner, somebody next to you. Okay, change partners if you haven't. Okay, I need you to come back. Okay, come back, everybody. Come back, come back. I have to wrap up. I have 3 minutes. Okay, did everybody find something they learned today? Raise your hand if you found something you learned today. Awesome. Okay, now, what if, listen, this is really good. This is a gem. What if we could shift the paradigm of parenting from I am the boss of my child to I am my child's guardian angel. How would you speak to them? And what would you do differently? So, remember, your number one job is to parent your child in a way that has them form positive beliefs about themselves and life. You are the belief shaper. This is full out authenticity. That's what full self-expression looks like. That's what being your authentic self looks like. May all your children grow up free from the limiting beliefs that will keep them from having the lives that you wish for them. Thank you.